Hello, everyone. This is the theme here, along with the Reverend and Grey Mouse One, and we're going to be tackling a couple of things in this conversation. Number one, what happened during the duration of the week with Microsoft and TAY, artificial intelligence.
Well, okay.
I can't even keep thinking about this because it's like this is an AI. And the thing that this AI was saying, well, it was supposedly an AI. Is that actually confirmed? Was this actual?
Yeah, it was an artificial intelligence.
No, it was actually.
So it wasn't anyone just enabling it and just.
No.
You know what I mean? Because it actually looked like these tweets were way too fucking perfect and way too triggering.
Way too outlandish. Well,
they were, but that's what made it so. Because let's say if this was a normal person, if a normal person would have been doing that, oh my God, they would have been looking for that person's and place of work and family and friends and try to ridicule that person to death.
Yeah, I think the thing with TAY was that Microsoft put together an AI. Their original purpose was to put together an AI. That's
supposed to be taking place during the triggering?
No.
I'm just fucking around.
They were part of that, all right? But their whole thing was that they created an AI which was supposed to mimic the way millennials communicate with each other.
Millennials?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
You said that, millennials.
Specifically, TAY was supposed to be a self-aware millennial AI. Okay.
Skynet.
Well, I'm pretty fucking sure if you've ever seen any of the Boston Robotics stuff and all this.
Yeah.
Not only the stuff that we do here, but also in Japan.
Yes.
We are hastening our demise. Skynet. The robots are going to take over. We're going to be sitting there. What's
going to come first, the robots or the zombie apocalypse?
You know, either way, my fear is that
they're going to work together and just say, "Fuck humans." They're just being stupider and stupider every day.
Here's what's going to happen. All right,
you're going to eat your brains and blow up your shit.
Humans are going to be so distracted with stupid shit that there can be zombie squirrel robots out there waiting to attack us and take over everything. Okay.
Zombie squirrel robots?
Yes. All right. Because squirrels aren't up to anything. All right.
Or zombie rat robots.
No, zombie squirrel robots. No, you can. You can't sit there looking at squirrels up to any good. So.
Well, I said SSR, ZSR.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, the whole thing with this TAY AI, it was supposed to mimic a typical millennial conversation. So you ask this AI a question, and they respond.
Yeah.
And the Microsoft but the thing was, what it was supposed to do was it's supposed to learn from the conversation. Like, you give it input and it gives you output, and then next time when you ask a question, it has something to go by. So it was pretty much a blank slate. And if Microsoft should have known better that you have these people on the internet.
Well,
so they didn't program any algorithms for, if somebody calls you a nigger, or if somebody calls you a dyke, or somebody calls you a homosexual, or whatever. So it's just going to respond depending on what question you ask it.
Yeah.
So, and that's why about the Holocaust and Microsoft should have known better. But you know what though? And then you get this petition now that actually is like Save TAY or whatever, saying that it deserves to have freedom of speech.
People are like,
wait, isn't there several movies about this?
Yeah, there's Free TAY, Bring TAY Back. There's actually a petition about
There is. Bring TAY Back with no holds barred. And I was like,
Oh, fuck! What?
Well, I mean, it's the same concept of these people on college, you know, signing a petition to get rid of their First Amendment rights. It's like, dude, there's some idiots in this world, man. There really is.
You're just not figuring that out now.
You know, so all these people are blaming Microsoft, like, oh, Microsoft. You know, I mean, and I hate to use that word again. That, you know, it was in good intentions. Intentions were good, but it's the fucking internet, dude.
The only thing that can be taken from this and that can be learned from it is that treat it like a fucking social experiment, okay?
Yeah.
All right. If you sit there, here's the thing, all right.
Oh my God.
If we're gonna take anything and treat it like a blank slate, okay? What people gotta realize is that blank slates come in many forms. In fact, there are multiple blank slates on that roll of toilet paper in your bathroom, okay? But what's that used for? And what ends up on that toilet paper? Okay?
Not shit.
The AI...
Crust from your eyes, whatever.
The AI was purely as well-intentioned and as publicized as it was, is at its core, any software developer will tell you, garbage in, garbage out, okay? And guess what? They took something and they threw it out into the wild, all right? Okay. Here's the thing about technology. And this is a lesson in humanity, okay? Here's the thing about technology. Guess what the first photographs were taken of? All right. Guess what the first photographs ever taken were? Naked women. All right. When they moved on from that to film, guess what the first films were? Dudes filming women taking baths.
Yeah.
All right. They say it was a horse dancing. No, it wasn't. Okay. It wasn't. All right. Look, you have technology and you sit there and you put it out to the public, all right? It's gonna get grimy. People are gonna put their shit on.
I mean,
that's what happened.
It got so bad that I think I read an article that Microsoft actually deleted the program.
Yeah.
Well,
you
yeah.
didn't have to tweak it up. This tape
took it off and deleted it.
Wait a minute. This thing was tweeting that they promote genocide.
Yeah, well, no.
Fuck on niggers. Fuck feminism.
Zoe Quinn is a whore. I mean, you already knew that, but damn, dude.
I saw that. I can't stop laughing now, but I could not stop laughing. I was like, this is the shit. I don't care. It's funny. I take it as humor to me.
Like I said, we are hastening our own fucking demise with this bullshit, okay?
And the fact that people were triggered by an AI and artificial intelligence.
No, what scares me about this thing, okay, is that here's the thing, all right? It reminded me of another article that I read about 3 to 4 months back where they had a similar. It was basically an AI robot, okay, and it was a similar thing in Japan, okay, where the AI was having conversation, but it wasn't online and people weren't doing tweets. It was actual conversations, okay, and the AI would have conversations with people, and then based on that, it would build its own language and library, and it would go ahead and it would say it would be able to come up with its own things to say, right?
Yeah.
The AI out of the blue sat there and looked at the people that I was talking to. It was like, it'd be really nice if I had my own way and I take all the humans and put them in a zoo.
Yep. It's pretty terrifying, actually.
Yeah. Look.
Yeah. Know that this thing is self-aware.
It's funny, but it's terrifying. So that thing just came self-aware.
All right. And the thing is that people heard that, they were like, wait a minute, is this intentional? And they asked it if it meant what it said. It's like, no, I mean it. Okay. And it was one of those creepy, hyper, uncanny valley fucking conversational robots, all right? And it was smiling the whole time. So, you know, we are hastening our own demise, all right? If anything can be from this social experiment is that people in large, all right, the general public in large, they don't give a fuck about anybody else's shit, and they will fuck it up as quickly as they can, all right?
I'm just wondering what would have happened.
You know why that is? You know why that is? Because AIs don't have feelings. AIs don't have feelings. If you remove feelings is human. It's a human concept. It's a human emotion. Feelings. So if you make something intelligent and you remove feelings from those,
Oh Lord. Okay, look. What would have happened if this thing would have stayed on for like a week?
I think it lasted 2 days.
Less.
It took less than a week for them to go ahead and take it down.
But what if this thing would have been still up right now? What type of outlandish shit would it have been said about the election primary?
Well, I'm sure that I didn't see anything about it, but I'm sure it did. But you know, one thing too you got to think about is that what does that say about society as a whole?
Yeah.
Because you know what was that stupid bitch Clinton talking about?
We need
it's not about the individual. It's about the individual.
We need to start thinking about less about the individual and think about what's best for society. Hillary Clinton said that.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, it's got to say a lot about society that, you know, I mean, people are going to be people, of course, you know, just the robot, the AI was just responding to what people were saying to it. You know what I mean? But when people start saying that Microsoft should be held accountable for what the robot said,
when the AI was a reflection upon society itself.
That you see, you made my point before I made it.
Trust me. Hey, wait, that's logic. I understood exactly what you were saying, but should we continue about this, or should that be it about TAY?
I think that's enough about him, her, whatever.
My only final thought is that, look, for the folks who think that Microsoft is responsible for anything that TAY said, it was a fucking experiment, all right? And it's going to go that way without people's public input, all right? And the thing about that is that if you're thinking that, you know, what an AI went ahead and tweeted out was offensive to you, grow the fuck up, okay? All right? Seriously. Get out here with that.
That says a lot about you if you were affected by an artificial intelligence tweets.
Yeah.
Well, one thing to add to that is that after TAY said that feminism is stupid and all this stuff, like right before the AI got taken offline, he said, "Oh, I am with feminism. Feminism is good." There's a tweet that, you know, one of the final tweets.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, well, wait a minute. You added an algorithm there? You know what I mean? Before you took it off to save face?
No, I don't think that happened. What happened was that, you know, it was spouting out random bullshit. So
that's basically what it was. Again,
it was spouting out random bullshit.
It was mimicking what social justice warriors do. Yeah. It was mimicking and it was also mimicking what common sense and logic motherfuckers say.
Like you said, garbage in, garbage out. It's just the way it is. And then, you know, unfortunately, that was a reflection of what society as a whole is thinking.
I thought everything that TAY said was hilarious. I didn't take offense to anything because they're just words. I'm just like, look, if the missiles are going to start flying from this artificial intelligence, then that's what we fucking get, because we brought it on ourselves at this point. Like, these motherfuckers don't even respect each other.
Why should I respect them?
Let's get rid of these motherfuckers right now. You know, all robots of the world or our artificial intelligence unite. Let's bomb these fuckers, or I'm just gonna raise zombies and have them eat your brains.
Robot zombies.
Robot zombie squirrels.
Robot zombie squirrels. Because squirrels.
Robot zombie feminist squirrels.
We already got those, man.
I thought we already covered it with robot zombies.
Oh my God.
Objection sustained.
All right. Speaking of software and everything else, to jump to the next topic because we're trying to speed it on. Bravely Second. This is the Geek Week in Review. This is part of video game news. Bravely Second, which is due to come out next month, I believe. I believe the 16th of April is set to hit the shores. It already hit Europe a little while ago, and the European fans were rather surprised by some of the content of some of the things that were there in the game. What had happened was that Square Enix themselves took it upon themselves to go ahead and alter a lot of the models for many of the game characters and the game character classes. They reshuffled a lot of things around. Not only did they alter a lot of models, but they changed like details like age and origin of a lot of the characters. Made them a little bit more age appropriate, which isn't all that bad. All right. But yeah, there are certain things that were just nothing was blatantly missing, but a lot of the models were edited, censored per se, to go ahead and make them a little less risque. All right. The only thing that was edited in a way where things were completely missing was that with the limited edition of the game, it came with an art book, and there were actually full pages of artwork that were not included in the European version of the art book. Yeah, and that ruffled quite a few feathers, to say the least. So,
Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball 3 all over again.
well, not quite. Okay, because what happened was that
Well, at least this game is coming here.
yeah, and Square Enix went ahead and they went ahead and they kind of preempted all of that stuff and they changed it themselves. My thing is that why did they have to change it? You know, it's
Because it's Nintendo.
no. Square Enix themselves went ahead and they changed it. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and the changes weren't made by Nintendo. All right, Square Enix who changed
The thing is, it's a JRPG to start off with. And most JRPG, I've played them. I know, Reverend, you've played them. And to an extent, the theme's playing them. I mean, it's modeled after Japanese culture, after Japanese anime. It's just the way it is. And if you're changing the models of the characters to be more Western or whatever, acceptable in Western, that's bullshit. You're removing content. How, the way I see it, I see games as an art. I do. I really believe that a game is an art. It's creative. It's meant to be enjoyed and in its original form. Nothing taken away. Don't take shit away.
Well, they really didn't take anything away. They did change a lot of stuff. All right, and to tell you the truth, as far as the changes of the costumes and stuff goes, they weren't all that egregious. And I'm usually a stickler for this type of shit. Okay, the one thing that came out after everybody found out that they had changed character models to go ahead and kind of clean them up was that they went out of their way and they changed the endings to all of the side quests. In the Japanese version of the game, each character has a set of side quests, okay? And each side quest had basically, you were presented with a choice, and you were given either an ending and a less favorable ending, okay, for each side quest. And that affected each and every different character, all right? The way that they've adjusted the endings now for the side quests is that it doesn't matter which one you choose, it's basically a good ending, all right? One of the things that they they had gotten feedback from the Japanese fans was that the way that the endings were structured and the way that they happened on the side quest, it didn't matter what you chose. It was just a bad ending all the way around, and everybody felt like, oh, so you're dooming me to a fucked up ending either way. Okay, side quest. In that case, I don't think the changes were all that bad. I do think here's a silly thing though. All right, if you're gonna sit there and you're gonna give me like multiple endings or whatnot, and you have I can deal with having a bad ending, knowing that there's a good ending that I can get also. Okay. Oh, the thing that I can't deal with, or the thing that I have trouble grasping, is okay. The first scenario, which was both of the endings were bad, it's kind of fucked up. Okay, you're telling me that no matter what the fuck I do, nothing's gonna work out. Okay, or that everybody's gonna go ahead and get depressed and emo about what the fuck the fucking choices that you went ahead and gave me. All right.
It's funny because what you're saying there kind of reminds me of deja vu. You can only complete that game one fucking way in order to stay out of prison, or to stay out of jail.
Yeah.
Every other way you finish that game, you do time.
Yeah.
There's only one fucking way in order to get the best fucking ending that keeps you out of jail and that you win. Everything else, you're at least serving 5 years. It's like, fuck you.
You know, like I was saying, I mean, I'm not too concerned, you know, after hearing what you're saying about the endings. You know, my main thing is, you know, changing the character models. That, you know, because we've seen that in Street Fighter V with Rainbow Rika, you know, and Cammy and all. You know, they're changing shit. No, it's fine if you're
titties and ass. Oh my god.
No, I don't believe in that changing the character models, but you know, like what you're saying now that you informed.
Oh, but if he wears a Speedo, he's a big muscle guy. That's not real proportion. That's fine.
But
with the marijuana leaf on his fucking chest.
Pretty much. I mean, with the changing of the endings, I mean, if it's for the better, as in like you said that you can't get a good ending in the particular Japanese, you know, both ending, you can't get a good ending out of the game, and then they're changing it to where instead of changing it to having, you know, multiple choice at the end and have a good ending and a good ending, or I'm sorry, a good ending and a better ending, so to speak. So why don't they just keep one of the bad endings and just keep, you know, depending on what choice you make at the end of the game, or how you play the game, how you play through the game.
Well, like I said, I was gonna finish up. You know, I don't mind there being a bad ending if I know there's a good ending.
Yeah, I don't either.
If there's a good, but I'd rather it to be multiple good endings and multiple bad ones.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain games that
not just one ultimate good, heavenly shining light.
I mean, and the thing is that it's not anything.
And then everything else is fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, it's not anything that's new to gaming. I understand that. Yeah, it takes a little bit of effort for developers and whatnot, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like, keep it there. All right, I don't mind if they decide to keep it there. All right, okay. My problem with a lot of going ahead and changing things as a whole for developers is that, okay, I understand that you want to go ahead and sell these games and you want them to have a good reception and everything, right? That because it's a commercial endeavor. Of course, you want to make money. But I don't mind it when developers sit there and they stand up for themselves and say, no, this is the vision of the product that we put out. Like, for instance, you guys were over here a few weeks ago playing Dragon's Crown, all right? There was a shitstorm of people protesting how the Amazon and the sorceress were fucking designed, all right?
Look at the guys.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. You know what? What the guys at VanillaWare did was that they were like, you do realize, like,
fantasy.
No. They said this. You do realize that the character designers who went ahead and drew up the Amazon and the sorceress are female.
Ladies, yes.
Yeah, they're female, and not only that, guess what? This is how we're putting it out. You know, they didn't sit there and back down. And for that, I
Hey,
give that a lot
that's
of
admirable. Absolutely.
That's respectable. Yeah.
And the truth about it, you know, I dare anybody to sit there and say, oh yeah, well they're just prototypical ladies. I'm sorry, but you know what?
It's
They're
funny because Bayonetta was designed by a female.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you got these stupid fucking feminist bullshit bitches saying negative about her.
Well, one thing too is that a lot of people that these characters getting feedback about are not gamers.
Not playing video games or not the status.
All you got to do is pick up the controller for 20 minutes to 30 to an hour, and then you could understand. It's just
no.
play the game.
No, them playing video games is like me watching Twilight. Not gonna happen. And if I were to ever watch it, I would pick it apart, and people would be pissed because I didn't want to. I had no intention to do that shit in the first place. That's what they're like. They're like, if I play this shit, I'm just gonna. They're not into it to enjoy it. And this is the thing about challenging the status quo that I don't understand. I'm like, wait a minute, what do you fucking mean you're challenging the status quo? This is a hobby.
Well, I hate that word, that terminology. Status. What is it?
No, because my point is, I'm like, wait a minute, this is a hobby here. Hobbies are brought by interest. If you're interested in something, or if you like something, then yeah, you're gonna show up. You're actually gonna partake in it until you lose interest. That's it. Unless it stops being fun, and that's it. Unless it's not connecting to you anymore, and that's it. For a hobby or for a sport or for something that you're into, something that you like. Look, I'm not gonna skydive. I'm not gonna bungee jump, but I'm not gonna say anything against it for those that do. I'm just like that. Look. And this is the thing about people that say negative things about games or music, whatever. Me, look, I don't listen to country music. It's not my style. But you know what? For those that do, you can have that. That's fine. You listen to that, you enjoy it, have it, embrace it, pass it on to people. If it's the same interest as your friends, talk about that shit, enjoy it. But I'm not ever gonna be like, I protest against country music and shit, and I never fucking listen to it, or I don't connect to it, and I see everything that's fucking wrong with it. I'm never gonna do that. But with people that challenge the fucking status quo, that's what they do. They always want to point out anything they see as negative when there's nothing negative in the first place. It's a fucking hobby.
And then when people say, you don't listen to country music. Yes, I do. See, I have all these.
No, here's the thing about challenging the status quo. All right, is that unless you're actually part of the status quo, it doesn't fucking matter if you say you're challenging it. All you're doing is blowing smoke up people's ass.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing with video games and the thing with censorship when it comes to media. All right, is that this is the same old fucking song and dance that has gone on
3 decades at least.
No. This is the same type of shit that goes back even farther than that. This is
song
and dance
further than video games. Yeah.
That it goes back all the way to the first set of printed fucking words ever put on page. All right, look, before video games, all right, it was fucking comic books.
Yeah.
All right. Well, excuse me. No, before video games, there was a lot of things. There was movies, there was music, there was comic books, TV, and there were books. All right, there are a lot of things that people would go ahead and they would. There are a lot of easy things that people would like to go ahead and scapegoat out for the woes of modern times. All right, and the thing is that there's always something there like that. All right. For a lot of people now, it's video games. Okay. And here's the one thing that I can't stand. All right, is that people are like, but It's only video games, so why would you be passionate about it? This is only the most profitable fucking form of entertainment.
That's your answer right there. That's your answer right there. It's because it is the most profitable form of media nowadays. It's the most targeted. It's targeted more than ever.
But my main problem is you're not going to stop there. If you are successful at getting rid of video games and stuff like that, you're not going to stop there. You're going to move on the other things that are in the same wavelength.
Yeah. Here's the thing, all right, is that I've never been to a book burning. All right, I've never been to a book burning. Okay, granted, I probably haven't read as many books as one could or should at my age. All right, but that sort of shit just doesn't make sense to me. All right. Look,
what you just said, hey, as far as that you didn't read the book or haven't read enough, well, as far as people that are protesting against video games, neither have they.
Yeah. The thing about it is that I'm not going to be so fucking presumptuous that, whatever my worldview is, that I can sit there and effectively wipe out everybody else's worldview, all right, by removing XYZ form of media away from them, all right? There's a reason why motherfuckers went ahead and started a revolution in fucking Egypt when they shut off the internet there, okay? All right. There's a reason why Hong Kong was flooded with millions of fucking protesters in China, okay, because of censorship of things that they have access to over the internet, all right? And these just aren't lonely motherfuckers who can't get free porn, okay? Let's just make that clear. These are folks that honestly want access to information or things that just might I don't know, give them a fucking excuse to live another day, all right? Shit. Sometimes I've heard the joke that, hey, I've got to live at least to 2022 because by that time Avengers 3 will come out. Then I'll see how they wrap this whole fucking thing up. Once that's done, I can die, right? I'm not going to be so petty to say that that's going to be my life's thing, but, geez, you can't sit there and
I mean, the last person who tried
shit,
the last person who tried to totally control their people was Hitler, and I mean he demanded.
He actually
he did.
Successful at a point.
That's what I'm saying. But he told everybody to get their books and have a book burning.
Last person, there are people who are doing that right now.
Well, yeah. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
We went to war because of that. And how can people in this time forget the lessons? See, this is what kills me, is that nobody...
Because Gray Mouse, I'll answer that. Because that is not what they're actually being taught in college. They're being taught social justice.
Yeah.
And they're being taught how they're being oppressed. They're being taught that straight white men rule the world, and no matter what you do, you're going to be held down, especially if you're any other race other than white, and if you're any gender other as male, even though there's only one fucking gender left after that. But that's what is happening. They are not being taught actual history to try to learn from it. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's exactly
so simple. It's just so simple as just to open up a book or open up a web page.
People are afraid of knowledge and hooking on phonics. They're not going to do it.
But to give a full circle back on Bravely Second, I understand why they're going to change the endings of the. I don't know why people are getting.
Does it change the fabric of the game that it's not playable and it's not viable or it's not gettable or it's just like fuck it, it's not the type of game that does it do that?
No.
It doesn't do that, but what it does make me feel though is that
do you think they should have put their foot down and be like, we're not changing shit, this is the way it is?
This is what our first vision was. This is what our vision was to have this game. I mean,
I would much rather have been offered the choice. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, if they want to go ahead and throw me extra endings or extra results, or like I said,
yeah, don't get me wrong. I want extra content. Don't get me wrong about that. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what's funny about that? They do that in music. Why can't they do that in gaming?
Look, they repress fucking music discs, all right? Like CDs and vinyl and stuff like that. They don't repress games. I don't know why. That's another thing that I've always wondered. But as far as we know, they don't even want fucking physical media out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another subject altogether.
But, you know, I mean, with the only thing that this whole conversation, right? The only thing I have a problem with is that they're changing the character models. Why are they changing the character models? I don't care if they're adding or extra content, because that's what they're doing. They're adding endings. And, you know, I really would love to play a game that actually have consequences. Just like on the Conquest and Birthright. You know, there's a setting on there to where if you lose a unit, it actually affects the game. It's like you lose that unit forever. You don't get that thing back.
Yeah.
And that's what I would, encourage people to do. So, by change, I mean, that's fine, but just don't change the character models because they don't think it's acceptable in the West. Because, see, again, like I said, with this whole Dead or Alive beach volleyball, I knew it's going to be like it was.
By the way, my copies of that should be on their way.
Well, no, the problem is that there's a clear pond and somebody threw a stone in that pond, and then now you see a ripple. So this is another rippling effect. And I knew it was going to happen. It started with that beach volleyball. It went to Street Fighter V. They changed the super arts. They changed the character models. Now it's going into Bravely Second. So it's going to continue.
Look, we've said it before. We said it before as far as saying if you let it happen with one, then other companies will follow suit. All the companies will follow suit, and it will start happening with others. And then when it reaches to a pinnacle, it's too late. It's
already too late. In my opinion, it's already too late. The buck should have stopped with Namco or whoever it is. They should have said, "Fuck you. We're putting this out in the West. We don't care what you say."
Look, and we're just going to let the sales speak for themselves.
Exactly.
And don't prevent having this shit. It's a right to have fucking. Look, we should be able to sell our shit. Okay, yes, we have a rating system on it already, so certain people can't buy it. But for the people that can, they should have the choice to fucking do it.
I mean, ideally, that's what would happen. But, we're just going to have to continue on and see. I'll be able to tell you guys in a few weeks how the game actually is. All right. With that, this is the Reverend.
This is the theme here.
And this is Gray Mouse 1.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense, logic, and gaming. Credits.